Welcome back to Crypto Crazy. In today's video, we're going to add a fourth card to the rig. We're going to add an ASUS TUF 1660 to the existing rig that has 3 Gigabyte 1660 Supers. I'm going to compare the performance. So looking at the boxes here of the two different cards, obviously you've seen these before. That's the Gigabytes. And today we're adding this one, the TUF Gaming GTX 1660 Supers. So let's look at the back of the boxes and compare the difference in these cards, how these different manufacturers have approached them. So selling point for the Gigabyte ones that we put in the rig originally, which I must say I've been pretty impressed with so far for stability. They're just fine, and they're really quiet. They're not making a lot of noise, which if you're keeping your rig in a living space is what you want. So yeah, they've gone for this wind force idea where the fans spin in opposite directions and blow the air out, so there's no collisions of air you're trying to dissipate from your GPU. And the idea of there's the cooling pipe, the heat pipe connects directly on, it touches, so they're suggesting better heat dissipation there. So yeah, it seems quite logical actually. Not why people haven't done that before, who knows. And they're making a fuss over a back plate, but we all know that's just for advertising, whatever they say. Now let's have a look at the ASUS one. And ASUS have gone, this one amused me a little bit. They've gone for space grade lubricant, ultra low evaporation rate. Now I don't know about you, but I never even realized that evaporation rate was an issue. Since when was that a problem? I think they've just created a problem because they had a solution. They maybe had a job lot of leftover NASA oil since SpaceX took over delivering, and and they've decided, yeah, we can market that. So whatever. Actually, I'd say the ASUS card, if anything, is probably a little noisier than the Gigabyte ones. But both of those cards are the fans are spinning in the same direction. So I don't know if that makes a difference. Interestingly, they put the standard GeForce text on there. I'm just going to be picky now. You see on this sentence on the Gigabyte cards, it says get the highest levels of performance. And there's a typo on the ASUS ones. Come on, ASUS, you can do better than that. Get the highest levels of performance. Wonderful. So there you go. So after adding the ASUS card to the rig, I left it run overnight. Absolutely perfect. No problems at all. The following day, I took the rig down again just to sort out the cable management and tidy things up a bit. And then it all started going horribly wrong. Check out this screen here. This popped up and I thought to myself, well, of course I handled it calmly and professionally. Why are you doing this? I love you. It was quite simply, if you see here these connectors from the riser where the USB cable plugs into those cards and they go into the ports. Well, one of those, as I tied up the cable, I left a bit of tension on the cable and it very slowly started to pull itself out. So it wasn't making a proper connection. One of the cards wasn't making proper connections, getting all sorts of things saying, oh, the card has failed, this is happening, and that wonderful message right here in the bottom corner here, which gave me heart failure when it said committing suicide. Somebody at Hive has a sense of humor. So, but anyway, sorted that out, played with the clock settings a bit, and now everything is working swimmingly. So let's take a look at the performance difference of the two cards. If you have a look at the Gigabytes, they're getting a hash rate of 28.75 or 28.74. And no matter what I try with changing the settings, they pretty much stick at that. Any changes really just increase the amount of power they use, or the temperature goes up, but really can't get the hash rate any higher. And those were bought this year in 2022. Now, if you look though at the ASUS, now the ASUS card is getting 31 points. So I'm looking up at the screen, 31.87 which is a reasonable amount. And sure, the wattage is a bit higher currently. What can I say? 73 watts. So it's running a little bit higher, especially when you've got 10 watts difference on the best performing, the most efficient one of the Gigabytes. But that card is actually a second-hand card I bought from somebody else in the community, and they've been mining for those cards have been mining for years. Whereas somebody else I know who's bought the ASUS TUF Gaming 1660s about the same time I got the Gigabyte ones, is getting exactly the same performance that I'm getting on the Gigabytes. They're getting around the high 28s. So the only difference I could really see, and I'll see if we can zoom into this on this picture here, is looking at the VBIOS version. So the older VBIOS version is sure it's not running quite as efficiently, but it's certainly running a little bit better and getting that higher hash rate. Should we consider maybe doing a VBIOS flash to the older ones on the newer cards and see what happens? Are we risking bricking the card if we do that? I'm not sure how I feel about that. What would you do? Please comment below. And remember, like and subscribe. See you next time.